has a mute button, and I always forget to unmute. Yep, exactly. It's always something different. Cool. So for any of you who have been to one of these before, I will run through the basics of gameplay, but given that we are doing an expansion, there will be some of that I spend less time on with the base game gameplay, and we'll be focusing more on the expansion gameplay for Yeti or Not as well. So just keep that in mind. However, if you do have any questions, feel free to ask along the way. We'll do our best to answer them while we can. Christina will also be tracking questions along the way as well, so that way we can have a small Q&A at the end to go over any of the cards or questions that you have throughout gameplay. Perfect. We'll give it just another minute or so for people to trickle in, and then we will go ahead and get ready to dive in. It'll be about 5 after. Hello, can I ask a question? When can we have the Tabletop Simulator edition? We'll save that answer for the end. We'll just add that to the list of things we'll chat about, kind of give what details we can. Something to note is this prepping for this stream was some of the last little bit of work that we had to do to get the files in a spot that we felt comfortable with what we have in Tabletop. So we're working our way that direction. It is just just had to cross a couple of T's and dot a couple of I's. Will the expansion be part of an upcoming campaign or on the Unstable store? Christina, do you want to weigh in on that, or do you want to hold that? Oh. Cool.
Part of the Kickstarter that we did mid-campaign in terms of bringing this to you guys a little bit earlier. But it is going to be available for retail. In terms of timelines, we will be having a Twisted Cryptids release later this year. And then as for the Yeti or Not expansion, we want to give people who backed the Kickstarter some time with it. So I believe timeline-wise, that is TBD, but it will be available through our web store and Amazon, and also in like local game stores as well when it does release.
Mm-hmm. Cool. You might have to repeat just a hair of that. We'll see how much. Apparently the volume was pretty low when you started the first time, so I was adjusting a little bit. So I might have to have you repeat the first, but we'll see if anybody has follow-up questions. It should be in a good spot now, though.
Perfect. Yeah, cool. It doesn't help that I was whispering as quietly as I could.
It's all good. That's really what it was. It wasn't my fault that I had.
To hear you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, it looks like we've given it enough time. I would say we're about 7 minutes in. So I think that's a good enough time to have allowed people to trickle in. So we'll go ahead and get started here with kind of basic setup. So I'll go over kind of what we have in place here. So we've set up all of the humans out here on the wilderness, matching their indicated spot here on each of their locations. So we have one matching each of those. We have the human flavors in their designated rest areas here. We have the action cards shuffled and ready to go, event cards shuffled and ready to go. In this game, I'm going to be playing Yeti. Christina is going to be playing Mothman. Josh is going to be playing Deathworm up here. We will show off any of the sighting cards at the end as well that you don't get to see, so that way you won't feel like you miss out on any of these if we're not showing them right away. And then we set up the cabins ahead of time as well, just to have them underway so we could get right into gameplay. However, the way that this works is you'll shuffle the 9 cabin cards or tile cards that you have here, and then you'll assign one to essentially each of the rest areas. And then you can hide some of your hiding spots within the cabins during gameplay, which we will dive into. And then something else to note here is we have influencers now. They are also different types not different types of humans. They just interact a little bit differently, which we'll cover as well. They do have a designated flavor to them as well. So what you're seeing right now is I'm picking between the two hidden trait cards that I get dealt at the beginning of the game. I will select one of these that will remain hidden from the rest of the players playing. We're going to go with this one. I'll leave it face up for everyone tuning in for the stream to see. And then we will discard this one because I don't need this anymore. Perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to set up my sighting decks. So once I know what my sighting stacks, once I know what this my hidden trait is, it will help kind of lead me to how to set up my stacks. So I'm going to take all 9 of those cards here. I'll kind of pan over them slowly so people who are watching has an opportunity to kind of see each one of them as I'm thinking about what I want to do. Perfect. Okay. And I'm attempting. Okay. I will look through the chat here in just a moment. I am getting this underway. Okay, so I don't want to do that. Okay. This is fine. Yes. Give me a second, folks. I'm getting this set up here, and then I promise I will dive back into the questions in just a moment. Okay. And then this, and then this. Okay. I am ready when the two of you are, but no rush. Okay, let's see.
I am all set.
Not sure if this was covered in a previous playthrough, but are the expansion characters playable in the base game without using the expansion rules? Let's say somebody wants to play Jersey Devil, but doesn't want to play Cryptid Culture. Is that okay, or will stuff be a bit unbalanced? No, you should be able to plug and play the cryptids that you want. There will be... there is a little bit of some of the cryptids work just a hair better within the expansion, I would say, that they were released in, because a lot of them pair in a certain way with, you know, a type of card, but I wouldn't say it makes them weaker to be played. It's just you won't see maybe some of the synergy that would have been there. But I wouldn't say weaker necessarily, because a lot of the big differences are going to be on one of your particular real deal cards in addition to your cryptid power. So what exactly ships out with the first wave of stuff? Let me cover that at the end in a little bit more detail. Suddenly we'll have an opportunity to talk about that stuff a little bit more at the end. Will the TTS game be released before the physical copies are shipped out? Again, we'll talk about that at the end as well. Okay, so you're ready as well, Christina. Josh, it looks like you're ready. I'm going to guess where your stacks are, Christina, and just assign your little tokens here. I don't know if this is close. I can't see your hidden cards. So, okay. So, and then if you were actually here, I'm going to, before I dive in, a lot of you are familiar with the two people that I am playing with in the game. However, we'll do brief introductions just for anybody that is new. I'm Jesse, the game design manager for Unstable Games, one of the team members that helped bring Twisted Cryptids to you. The other two people that I'm playing with are respectively Josh and Christina. If each of you want to just give quick hello, kind of what you do, that would be awesome. We'll start with you, Josh.
Hello. I'm Josh, as he said. I'm a game developer working on the games team. Enjoying bringing games to life. I'll be playing Deathworm today, and I hope you will still love me despite being a worm.
Christina?
Hey everybody, I'm Christina. I've definitely streamed with Jesse in the past. I'm the digital marketing and brand manager for Unstable Games. So I help bring a lot of our games to market. You'll also see me a lot in the Discord and other community channels. Just keeping up with you all, chatting, answering questions, and I am in the chat right now as well too.
Cool.
To answer questions that we're not holding till the end.
Nice. Perfect. Okay. And then as a quick kind of housekeeping note, I do appreciate all of you that have followed to support the channel. However, I have muted the notifications, so if I'm not calling you out directly, it's not because I'm ignoring you. It's that I want gameplay to flow as seamlessly as possible, but I do appreciate all of you. So just want to throw that out there. Okay, so diving into gameplay, we're completely set up now. We have the board situated the way that we need to start everything off. So starting with first player, which is decided by who's wearing the crown at the beginning of the game. We're just having it be me. There's a decision process that happens for this. It's not just somebody takes the crown. However, to start off gameplay, I'm going to have the crown. So I'm going to take one of my hiding spots, and I'm going to place it on any of the spots here in the wilderness. The same rules still apply in this expansion, that you can only have one hiding spot on each location, so therefore I can't double up on a location. The thing to note is that during this placement, I am able to take advantage of placing one of my hiding spots within the cabins here. The cabins will all offer something differently when they trigger. This one here is you may resolve this effect once for every 3 humans in the rest area. I can extract 1 human for every set of 3 if I'm hiding in this cabin here. And then this one is you may resolve the effect, this effect once for every 3 humans in the rest area, gain 2 myth. So this is, again, for every 3 of this corresponding flavor, I'm going to gain 2 myth. And then we have the trophy hut here, which is you also may resolve this effect once for every 3 humans, and you can lure a human to the site of one of your hiding spots. Perfect. So I am going to start with I'm gonna go here with my number 2 hiding spot.
Let's see. Goes to me next.
Mm-hmm.
I will go here with my number 2 hiding spot.
Perfect. I feel like you're just copying me now. Christina, you better
really
not.
Funny.
Do not. No, I'm just kidding. You do whatever you would like.
There with her number 2 hiding spot, and it's a coat rack.
Right.
I'm actually gonna place my number two, but I'm gonna go over here to the Maple Lake.
Okay, so you didn't copy us. That's fine. Okay, so then once everyone has placed their first hiding spot, the crown passes to the next player on the left. That would be Josh. So I pass the crown over here to Deathworm. And now, now Josh will place their corresponding next hiding spot.
I'm going to go for Pine Hill Park.
Nice. Christina.
I am going to go hang out in Crystal Lake.
Oh, okay. You know, I'm going to copy Josh. My number 3 hiding spot is going to join your number 3 hiding spot.
Trendsetter.
Right. All right.
I will pass the crown to Mothman to Christina.
Perfect.
Awesome. Mothman is gonna finish by hiding my first hiding place in the scenic swamp.
You would. Okay. I am gonna go hide out in the conservatory.
We'll do the influencer.
Oh yes, place your influencer. Thank you. Yes. So place an influencer on any. So you're essentially replacing any of the current hunters out on the map. Or it doesn't have to be hunters. Sorry, he just pointed at hunters. So you can do any of the hunters with a hunter, any of the hikers with a hiker, or any of the researchers with the influencer researcher, if that makes sense. Nice.
Yeah,
perfect.
I'm going to replace this.
Okay. Then I'm going to go here to hide out in this one. And I'm going to replace...
Has to be a site that doesn't have an influencer.
Yeah, I just have to decide. Okay, it'll be this one. Okay.
Then I will place Jesse and I playing the exact same game. I will join the
Oh,
conservatory.
that's so funny.
And my researcher will be this one.
Jokes on Christina. We actually conspired ahead of time to beat up Mothman as playing Yeti and Deathworm. That's really what we wanted to do.
Yeah, what is going on?
Too much of the spotlight. He loves that lamp too much.
It's the worm. The worm has a little rose in his mouth. It's really just like swayed
it's
Yeti's
great.
affections.
Yep. I'm a sucker for flowers. Okay.
So it comes back to Christina, who passes the crown
to me, which I get to be first player twice. No, it's fine. The first player this time around doesn't actually have an inherent advantage. I just have to read the event card now.
We all need to draw 5.
Okay, I will draw 5. So something that this game did add, just as a heads up, so we added the cabin cards here. You'll see a couple new action cards. This is an example of one of those action cards. There will be some abilities on that action that allow you, on that action card, that have to be used on turn 1 if that is when you want to use them. So they're notated by turn 1 on the actual card itself. So okay, so everyone has drawn up to 5. Now it is time. Did we shuffle the events? Yes?
Go ahead and shuffle them just in case, but I'm pretty sure we've shuffled them like a dozen times.
Yeah. Okay, nice. Okay, so this is actually one of the event cards that we've added to this expansion. It is Cryptid Finding Tutorial. Move each influencer to the site with the most hiding spots. So I get to pick. That will either be here or here because these are the 2 locations with the most. So I'm going to move each influencer to that one. Boom. Okay. That's all the influencers. And now I attract 2 hikers to the site with the fused humans, which would either be this one or this one. Let's see what's advantageous to me. This one and this one. Cool. Perfect. Now, after that is done, we will move the influencers trigger now. What that means is that any influencer out here on the wilderness, well, actually, I'm getting ready to start this in reverse by accident. We do the rest areas first. So any remaining influencers here in the rest areas are going to pull corresponding flavors that they represent to that rest area. And it has to come from the site with the most of them. In this case, there are 4 sites tied with the most hunters here. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this one. Again, 3 sites now with the most hunters. So I'm going to remove this one or extract that one, pulling them back using the influencers here. And then at that point, once that's done, we transition to all of the influencers out on the map, draw corresponding flavors to their locations. So this one will drag 1 hiker out here, and then these are both going to drag a researcher out here. And now we are on to gameplay, card playing phase, I guess is the better way to say that. And
you missed one.
Oh, I missed one. Thank you. Yes. Thank you.
He's hiding in the park.
Yeah. Cool. He was hiding amongst the trees. Perfect. Then I am going to start with a scare 2 hikers, and I'm going to push these over here. Something to note, once they are out here on the wilderness, normal cards such as these still affect influencers in the same way that they affect any other type of human. There are some cards that specifically target influencers, but they will say that on the card. If not, I can lure, attract, extract, all that with researchers with influencers just as easy as I can any other. So, okay. Josh.
Let's see here. I can't do that.
Oh, question.
Lure 2 researchers.
Oh, okay. Well, don't like that.
I am going to lure 2 hikers.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I actually kind of like this. I'm going to discard a card to trigger my cryptid power, and I'm going to attract 1 human to the site of each of my hiding spots. So I'm going to pull a researcher here and a hiker here.
And then your other one is here, which is not a site.
Yes,
so.
yes. Thank you for that clarification. Print and plays. How do they work? That is relatively easy. We'll provide print and play files or to be printed off. Then you can print those off. We do recommend, if you don't use card stock for the cards that you're printing out, one trick of the trade that we've done when we do this is you just sleeve it with another card of some sort, and it gives you the nice card feel to it within the sleeve. So that's a nice little workaround. Normal deck of cards works great for it. Okay, sorry, Josh, you can go.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide what I want to even do. I will...
This is Tabletop Simulator. That is correct.
Attract 2 researchers.
Okay.
I am going to attract 2 hikers.
Oh, okay, well, this is
I
fun.
feel like I'm fueling a fire that I don't want to put out.
I'm going to scare 2 researchers. Okay, that was my last card play for the round. So this is Josh's last card play, and then this is Christina's last card play.
Yeah. Don't want Christina to have it, though. I'm not at that site. I can't let that site happen. I'm going to discard this card to activate my cryptid power burrow and extract 2 humans, then extract 2 humans from another site. Nice. So extract 2 will be these 2.
Okay.
And then extract 2 from another site will be...
Ooh, okay.
Actually, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Nah, these 2.
Yes. I don't know if I had accidentally maybe blended my answer in with somebody else's, but yes, this is Tabletop Simulator that we're playing on.
That's my turn. So your
Cool.
turn, Christina.
Perfect.
Awesome. In the last hour, I'm gonna dash.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna come join you guys over here.
Good play. Okay. So anybody that is not seen this card before, dash allows a player, when they play it, to take one of their hiding spots either from a site here on the wilderness and move it to an unoccupied cabin. And by unoccupied, I mean they don't have a token here. Christina can join us here. However, if Christina had already had one at this location, she cannot put a second token down here. Or dash allows you to remove a hiding spot from one of these cabins back out to the wilderness. Again, all of the movement or location stipulations still stand, where I can't move a hiding spot onto another hiding spot of my own. Perfect. Okay. Okay, so now before we determine where the site of the encounter is going to happen, we first trigger any of the cabins here. So starting in player order, each player will trigger the effect of their cabin if they choose to do so. It is you may trigger this. The reason that is important is if you benefit from a cabin effect, you have to then move out of said cabin. So just keep that in mind, which I am going to use the effect. I'm going to get, there are 3 groupings of 3 humans here. There is 1 left over out here. So what that means for me is I am going to gain 6 myth. So I'm going to take my guy here, my little Yeti, and they're going to be meander over to the 1 here. Again, it wraps around. When I wrap off this end of the myth track, I gain the corresponding number, like point token that I need. So I gained a 10er here because I'm at 11 points. Everyone starts at 5. So I've gained my myth from this. So then it would move to Deathworm, who is also going to gain myth from that as well. And then on to Christina, who very cleverly also joined us in the gathering of myth here, or gaining of myth here. So Christina, you also gained 6. Here you go. There's your tinner. All right. So now, because we all benefited from this, we're going to go ahead and. I was trying. Oh, there we go. Perfect. I did not mean to. I don't know how I ended up with that in my hand, but
Lock all the cabinets.
Cool. Thank you. So we've moved these off. So what's going to happen now, before we replace these, we jump back to determining where the site of the encounter happens now. The reason that that's important is because some of these cards allow the distribution of humans out here in the wilderness to change a little bit. And if that is the case, the site of the encounter may also change. In this case, however, we have a clear-cut site in which the encounter is going to, or the reveal will take place. So what happens is we determine that that's going to be here, because there are the most humans here in at least one cryptid hiding spot. So starting again an active player, they're going to reveal the top card of their corresponding stack. So I'm going to start reveal the top card of my number 2, which is Yeti. Yeti time. Real deal. What that means is during this night, you may only draw until I have 3 cards. So my hand limit is going to be cut to 3. But I do gain 10 points for the greens, -2 for the researchers here, because I get a +2 for each hiker, and then a -1 for each researcher. So I get another 8 points, bumping me up to 19 total. And then I'm going to set this over here. So I remember to adhere to the draw 3, and then I'm going to remove my hiding spot from that location. And then we move on to Josh, because Josh does also have representation here as a hiding spot on Witch Ridge.
So that's my number 2, which is some exposed roots. It's my silhouette. I will gain points for each researcher there. So there are 2. I will not lose points for hikers, though. So I gain 2 points total.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
So go 1, 2. And then the effect on the card is attract 1 researcher to the side of an encounter. So I will attract 1, moving it from rest area to Witch Ridge.
Cool. Nice. Perfect. And then Christina.
Hold this one.
Yeah, he pulls that one, or Josh pulls that one off. Christina does not do anything because she did not have a hiding spot here during the reveal. So now what we do, this is when we transition to the night phase, which is we're readjusting all of our hiding spots. So first what we're going to do is we're going to take any of the tokens that came out of the cabins and in player order replace them back on the board. Something to note is I cannot go to the site in which the encounter just happened. I do have to go elsewhere. So
you also can't go back to the same cabin,
yes.
But you could go to a different cabin.
Let's see here. We will go, I think I'll go right here. Perfect. And then Josh.
I think you would finish your
yes. I meant to, I forgot I had this one here in front of me. I'm used to moving just one. Yeah. Do I want to go back into a cabin though?
Yeah. Not the same one because you can't, but
yeah. I don't think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go here. I think that's okay. Okay. I am all out there, so.
Cool beans. I will join Mothman at the Maple Lake here.
Nice.
And then don't forget to discard draw back up to 5, but actually 3 for you. And then this one cannot go back in the same cabin, cannot go back to Witch Ridge. I think I will go.
Okay. Oh, no worries.
The Crooked Chasm.
No need to apologize.
And then I will discard draw 3.
If I had a penny for every time that I accidentally said O instead of I when I type out I would be a rich, rich man.
Christina.
Yes, I have a question.
Yes.
So I know in past iterations too, if you didn't have a reveal that night, you were able to move one of your hiding spots because you overheard some commotion.
That is correct.
Am I allowed to move from the cabins onto the wilderness and then also move one of my other hiding spots, or is that considered my one move?
No, you could do that because this was triggered
makes
by
sense.
gameplay. So this was one that you had to do outside of the encounter. So this allows you to kind of bypass that. You move this one, and then you can relocate from there. Yeah.
So right now you can place this one
Okay,
on a
that makes
different
sense.
cabin or
Now-
on any site in the wilderness, including the encounter, except for one where you already have
Yes.
tokens.
So something.
And then after you're finished
Yes.
with that, you can move any token you have to a cabin or to a site in the wilderness, but you cannot go to this cabin.
And the reason that that is important that you do this one first is so that way you can't clear a spot here to bring a better advantageous one coming out of the cabin. You have to deal with the stipulations for where this one goes, and then you can reposition one of them.
Okay, that makes sense. With that in mind, then I'm gonna move from the conservatory over to the Crooked Chasm.
Nice.
Go hang out with the Death Worm, and then I'm gonna say that my hiding spot here at Maple Lake has not been too fruitful. But since I didn't have a reveal, I'm so sorry. I need to go where the influencers are.
We'll fight.
I joined you. I joined you at the Crooked Chasm, so I think we're even.
Okay.
It's true. It's
I
true.
need some Mothman time.
Yeah.
Man time.
He's having to share too much of the limelight with everyone else. Doesn't like sharing light. Okay.
And then as the last part of your night phase, you can discard any cards in your hand you want, and then draw back up to 5.
Correct.
I am going to discard 1.
Can't believe you discarded that
And
good
then draw
card. No, I'm just
4.
kidding. Just have to.
You should see what I kept.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. So now that all of that is over, I'm going to go ahead and pass the crown, first player crown, over to Deathworm over here, piloted by Josh. Or I guess I should say Josh piloted by Deathworm. Whatever feels more natural.
Goes
I guess.
both ways.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just like a dude
okay.
movie.
Sniff them out. So distribute hunters from the site with the most hunters to site with 1 or more hiding spots. So the site with the most hunters is a tie between this one and this one. I will pick this one.
Nice.
And I will distribute these hunters to sites with 1 or more hiding spots. So I'm going to distribute them right over here. 1 or more hiding spots. Okay, then extract 2 researchers from the site with the most researchers. That's a tie between here and here. Let's take these 2.
Nice.
So extract those. I think I said distribute there. I meant extract. Attract 2 hikers to the site with the fewest humans. So site with the fewest humans. Attract 2 hikers.
Uh-huh. You guys wanted hikers here, and I got them by doing no work over here.
Then we'll go to the influencers. So starting with influencers in the rest area, each hunter will pull a hunter out from the site with the most. Okay, so they're all gone.
Yep, I got that other one for you.
Thank you. And then influencers in the wilderness. So this one first will attract a hiker.
Good
This
call.
one will attract a hiker. There are none to take.
Just to
This
clarify,
research
the
will
reason Josh gets to pick that is he is first player. So in this case, it triggers where you get to pick where what influencer is attracting humans first. So it was more advantageous for him to attract here. So he did. It wasn't anything within the game that indicated where Josh should do that. It was his choice. But he made that choice because of first player. So just want to make the clarification.
So then I finished up with these influencers. That is all of the dawn phase. We'll now move to the day and play cards. I'm going to save that one. And I'm going to try and get those people maybe. Let's go with attract 1 hunter.
Nice. Okay. Oh, okay. Christina.
Yeah, Christina.
And then also in
Yes,
case
I
either of you
am-
didn't see, I won. They think I'm gonna win. The poll
Emphasis
closed.
on think.
Yeah, think being very strong.
Ooh, this could be interesting. Actually, the event really like shook up everything that I was doing or planning to do.
Oh no.
This is really unfortunate. Oh no. Isn't Oh my gosh. Okay.
I was a fool.
I
Oh no.
am
Not
No,
good.
I don't think I can even do that like successfully. I'm gonna play it safe here. I'm just gonna lure one hiker.
Okay, okay. I'm
Very
going to attract 2 researchers. Perfect. Just as a quick reminder to everyone, I probably should have done this at the beginning. So attract means that I'm taking the corresponding human flavor from the rest area to a location of one of my hiding spots. Lure means that I'm pulling from an adjacent spot to one of my hiding spots. So if I would like to lure something over here, it would have to come from each one of these locations would be the spot that I could lure from. If I wanted to scare anyone, it would have to come from the site of my hiding spot. So it would come from any of these 3. And then if I'm extracting, it can come from a location that I have a hiding spot or any adjacent. So in my case, I would be able to hit any of these because I'm adjacent to all of them and I have a hiding spot on them. So technically, I could extract from anywhere because I either have a hiding spot there or that is within reach. Just wanted to go over basic mechanics with the cards as well. Josh, go ahead.
Yeah. I will. Oh no.
Oh, sorry, I missed that. What's the difficulty of game from 1 to 10? We don't normally assign difficulty ratings to a lot of our things. However, this one, I would say once you kind of get past the first round of gameplay where everyone's playing their cards, you kind of understand how the cabins work. It's really easy to jump in and play along. I think it's really easy to jump in from the beginning. But just as one of those, it's the gameplay loop, once you kind of figure it out, remains pretty consistent for you, so you have a rough idea of how to play from that point on. Christina.
Awesome. I am Oh my gosh, what is happening with these researchers? I think I am going to activate my cryptid ability.
Ooh.
Do I want to do that? My hiding spots are so strange.
There was no judgment
yeah,
here
I'm gonna
when you placed them, so you do you.
I'm gonna discard this.
Could you imagine if you had been here?
No, seriously, that's why I was like, I'm holding on to this. There were so many researchers at Witch Ridge that it would have been funny.
You could got
and
rid
then
of all
everything
of them.
got moved. Yeah, I was like, I should have just discarded this. It's fine.
All right, and you said
so
you
I
are
could attract one
discarding to
human.
do this. Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Cool.
Attract one
So I'm
human
gonna
and
attract
scare
one
2.
human.
Nice.
I'm gonna do I want to help you guys? No. I'm gonna attract from here, and then I'm gonna scare over here.
All right, so we have 8 over here, and we have 2, 4, 6, 8 over here. Oh, that's not good. Thankfully, Josh gets to pick, and we still have 2 more card plays. So, I am going to discard a card, and I am going to attract one human to the site of each of my hiding spots. So I'll get this here, this over here, and then this here. Yeah, I was just deciding if I wanted the influencer to come out or not. Cool. All right. That's now it's on to Josh.
I'll play this dash card.
Oh, you would.
And I'm going to.
He's gonna go over here and get more.
Dash.
Nice.
Right
well
there.
played. Well played. Perfect. Okay, Christina.
There's so much soil in the conservatory.
I know, right?
So.
It's just a natural worm environment. Every time, is it sad that
Mm.
every time I think of like somebody belonging in a home, the Happy Gilmore scene pops into my head every time where he's shouting at the golf ball to go to its home. Every time. I don't know why.
That's funny.
Ooh,
Alright, I
another
think I'm gonna
turn.
do
Oh,
this,
okay.
and I'm gonna attract up to 2 influencers.
So
And this might
that would
hurt
be
me.
lore. So attract comes from the
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 lore,
rest areas here.
exactly.
No worries. So if you want to
You are
draw,
so right.
yes.
Yeah, that technically doesn't make sense. I was reading that as lore. That is my
All
bad.
good. No, it's easy to, if you haven't played in a while, it's easy to mix those two up.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm only doing this because I want to make Josh have to pick. So I'm just gonna steal this guy over here.
Well, are you forgetting that there is one more round of card? No, it's not. We've discarded. That was the last card play. Never mind. I am lying. I forgot that I had only drawn
I think
3.
you're the last card play, yeah?
You'll have one more
I
card.
am.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Do I want to do this? So wait. 1, 2, 3, 8. I am gonna assume that I'm gonna trust and not. I'm gonna pass and not
Wow.
play a card.
This is hard now because you are ahead in points and I will get points from this. So I could just let Christina get those points.
Just remember, I don't have to move here then, though, if you don't
That's
trigger
true.
here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to pick this one. Sorry, Christina.
Josh, if you pick mine, all I'm saying is I will play cards in your favor next round.
I'm going to pick this one because I'll just go here next time.
Perfect. All right, so starting with you, Josh.
Yeah, so cabins first. I will activate this cabin, gaining 2, 4, 6 Smith, and leave the cabin.
You're just
So
you're just continually copying me.
1, 2,
What the heck?
3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. First is the worst though, so.
Right. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
We would finish the cabins. No one else is there, so now we'll go into dusk. The encounter will happen here. And that is my number 3 hiding spot, which is a deadly stump silhouette. +1 researcher, or for each researcher, -1 for hikers. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. And then I have to lure 1 researcher to the side of the encounter, which is unfortunate. I don't want to do that, but I'll do this.
I'm really happy you did.
I have to.
Perfect. Okay, so now I am revealing my weird stalactite silhouette. Oh, right. Actually, I lied. Wrong one. That was from the wrong stack. I'm revealing. That's my 3 stack. I'm revealing my real deal picky eater. +2. No, I didn't read the bottom of that. Dang it. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's on me. I was holding this card specifically because I liked this card, and I have to discard my hand. That's fine. But I get 18 points because I get +2 for each researcher here on Pine Hill Park, and there's no negative for me, so I am right here. But I gain 2 of these. Oh, instead, I'll just do this instead. Put the 10s back and give myself a 30. Perfect. All right, and now I have to remove this from here. Here, take yours as well.
Oh yeah, sorry, I should have taken mine. Thank you.
All right. Now I have to discard, which I really wanted to use that card, but that's fine. I was going to extract 1 human from each site because that would have been fun. All right. So now Christina did not take part in the reveal, so we move on to moving cabin spots first.
Yeah, so that's we'll do. I'm first player, yeah.
Yes.
So I do this. Where do I want that to go? Guess we'll go here with it. And then I'll replace this one to go. See, that's my number 3. I can't go back to the side encounter. I can't go here. I think I'll join here. And then Discard draw. Let's discard this. Draw 4.
All right, Christina, would you like to move one of your hiding spots now?
I would, only because I'm extremely scared about being at a location with you guys. So I am
You
just
might get an
gonna
encounter there.
scooch on over. Yeah, I don't trust that I'm gonna get an encounter there. I think I'm gonna push my luck here.
Fair. I'm glad you stayed here this time. I will team up with you here. And I
Yeah,
think
we
we're
have two
teaming up
different
here,
places
too,
we
so.
can really be allies.
I now
Let's do it.
have to. I can't go here. I'm not really feeling like going here. So odds would tell me I need to go back to the conservatory right now, given that there are no humans anywhere else over here. Yeah, because I don't want to go there. This is fine. I'll go. This is where I'm going. Perfect. Up here. And that's it. So now, oh, did you draw, Christina? So discard and draw.
I have not. I'm so sorry.
No worries. No worries.
Discard. You know what? I'm gonna go fresh start.
Do it.
I really want to.
I will also
see
go
if-
fresh.
Oh my gosh.
I hope that was a good oh my gosh, not a bad oh my gosh.
No, it was so bad.
Oh, no.
Christina just has 4 dash cards and 1.
Well, you get
Hey.
to be first player.
What's up, Charlie?
Maybe do a
Oh,
quick
yay.
prayer to the RNG gods.
Yeah. All right. This is going to be one of the
Yes.
events that redistributes all chunks of humans too, and this is going to be hilarious. All right.
I'm so sure it is, and I'm just not. I'm shaking right now.
All right. Nice. Okay, let's go.
All right. Oh, okay.
It does.
It's not too bad.
No.
No, it actually does.
Yeah, all
This
of the
is path
hikers-
most traveled.
All the
So
hikers
all
are
the
coming over to
hikers are
here.
gonna-
Two
Are they really? I
sites
thought it's two sites. Oh,
counterclockwise.
counterclockwise?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Oh no. Okay.
I'm
Okay,
just
okay.
dumping
Each
these
hiker,
two. You guys
that's-
can deal with that.
Yeah, there was one hiker, and
This
then
one's gonna go.
these two, and then
Yeah,
these two
don't
go
forget
back
those
to
two.
here. Yeah. Perfect.
Oh, I at least get 2 back over here.
Yeah. All right. So we moved all the
that's
hikers.
You know what's even worse?
Okay,
Oh, no,
then
you got
extract.
sensors, okay.
Extract
Uh.
2 researchers from the site with the most researchers.
If you,
Which one was
no,
the
you do want
researchers
that
at the
down.
top or the bottom?
Down here.
It's the bottom.
Yeah.
Good question. though.
Bottom one. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. And then for the last but not least, attract 2 hunters to the site with the fewest humans. So that is
Nice.
going to go right over here.
Okay. Well, I don't like that. I was
that.
trying
That's
to
so
keep
funny.
them over here in the conservatory, please. Okay. So.
No.
All right. It is Christina. Top of the
It
top,
is.
top of the morning to you. What are we doing?
Don't forget the
top of
influencers,
the
though.
morning.
Oh yes, influencers. Yes, my bad. Do those first.
There are none here, so you're only attracting to the ones in the wilderness.
So perfect.
Awesome. So I'm just going to be bringing one over.
Yep.
Yes, one there,
That-
and then one to this one. And then there are no hikers for these, so that we'll
then
skip
one.
those. Yep, one researcher there,
to that
and then one
researcher.
researcher.
You get one back here.
Oh my goodness. What was that, Jesse, about keeping those over there?
Yeah, I know, right? It's just depleting all of my tasty little humans over here in the conservatory with me.
Okay, day
Ooh.
phase for Christina, I think.
I will, if you hang around to the very end of the stream, Charlie, I will flip the table for you.
No. No.
The best is, and for a long time I didn't like to tell this story, but I flipped this table one time when I was doing a demo for some people that I didn't need to flip the table, didn't want to flip the table for would be the better way to say it, and that was embarrassing. But it is what it is.
I am going to kick off my turn by this turn 1 action to attract 3 humans.
All right,
Yes.
that's
I'm
just
attracting
rude.
300. We got a very busy board.
Well, this is not very good for me. I'm very limited on my options here. What do I want to do? This is not going well for me.
He says with 37 points on the board.
Okay, well.
Yeah, I don't want to hear it.
Okay, well, I'm going to start with this. I'm going to extract 2 humans. And this is going away, and this is going away.
I love that. Okay.
I was hoping you would. I was like debating. I was like, what do I want to remove from here that maybe will indicate Josh that I want to,
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna turn 1 scare for hunters.
Yes.
To here.
Do it. Nice.
Christine, here you go.
Yes. I am in such a pickle right now.
I wish you could see my hands. My hand versus the hidden cards I have here. This is not a good thing for me. Are the cabins part of the add-on? Are they part of the official game? They're part of the They're a part of an expansion. So they're part of the Yeti or Not expansion. So not technically part of the base game, but they are an official expansion. It is not the print and play.
Nice. So you were 2 hunters. Or hikers.
Or 2 hunters.
Hikers.
Yeah. Hikers.
Words. What are words?
Okay. I was overlooking this card. This is good. I'm going to extract another one. Perfect.
Cool. I will attract 2 hunters.
Nice.
Yeah. Christina's go. Final turns.
This is really, really difficult. What is the count right now? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 10 over here.
Should have 10 over here, yeah.
Okay.
10
Okay.
to 8.
I'm just gonna play this down to attract 1 hiker.
I'll see what we can make happen on that. We've discussed that multiple times, and it's for the sake of the team's sanity that we're not sure we want to dive into that, but we'll see, because it looks really fun. Somebody's proposing that we use all expansions at once, Josh, and try a round of gameplay with that sometime.
The absolute chaos.
Yeah, the cults, the cabins, all of the printed plays. Oh, man.
Oh my gosh.
And we do have the game set up such that it would work with everything.
We do. Yeah.
It would be maximal chaos, but the way that triggers happen, like they do work with each other. I think it's your turn.
I'm so sorry. That is my fault. Oh my gosh, wait.
Don't even think about it.
No. Well, Jesse, I have like 16 points. No, 11 points.
I know, this is coming to you, though. I'm forcing you into a spot that maybe, just maybe, you select this over this, so that way Josh doesn't get points.
I see.
Just giving you a chance.
I'm going to discard this card to burrow.
You would. That's fair.
To get rid of these 2 and to get rid of I think these 2 here. No, I don't know.
It is technically doable, yes. Oh, hi. Hi there,
2.
Matthias.
Okay.
Sorry. I accidentally scrolled out really far by accident. Ignore that. I accidentally hit the scroll wheel, and I scrolled out about as far as possible. All right, Christina.
Back to Christina, who was first player.
That was the last round.
Cabins.
Yes. So I believe for the cabins, I don't believe Jesse's cabin is going to trigger.
No, don't remind me. But I can still stay here if I choose to.
Yeah, you can choose to leave or stay.
I'm gonna leave. I don't want to hang out there anymore. I want to be able
Quick,
to.
let's put all the hunters back.
No. Okay, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. The conservatory did me dirty.
Okay, so then where's the encounter?
I think the encounter's right
the encounter,
here.
I believe, is going to be
Nice.
over here. I believe that's the Crooked Chasm.
Yep.
Yes,
Starts
that is
with
So I think we have 10 there total. Watch this be one of those instances where I accidentally put the wrong human type in the wrong area.
I think that was the way that your first game went down, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, that was pretty embarrassing.
Yeah.
We don't talk about that. Okay.
So your number
it's just
one
a stick
stack.
figure.
What the heck? This gives you plus for researchers. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh. No, that's silly.
Figured.
I was like, wait, no, you're right. Cool. So I think I'm
So
just
10
gonna
points?
stay where I am. So I'm gonna
Nice.
plus 10. I'll
Perfect.
just take one of these.
Well played. And here, I'll give you this
lure
back.
one hunter if there's one, but there's no hunter to lure.
It's not. So.
And then Jesse is not there. I'm there though.
Yeah.
And I am a spicy noodle.
Nice.
Oh.
It's gonna give me a
20.
solid 20 points. So I'll
Alright.
just flip a 10 to a 30. And then during the next day, I may not use my cryptid power, which sucks because I love my cryptid power. And this will come off and go here.
All right. Now, Christina, you can replace.
I'm just gonna do this so I can.
Oh wait, no,
remember.
hold on. Oh wait, never mind. You do,
Yeah. So then,
do you
Christina,
first,
you
yes.
do your night phase.
and then I have to move this one first.
I am going
then-
to resettle over here at Maple Lake.
All right, I'm gonna do the responsible thing and assume that this isn't going to move. So that's where the cabin one is coming. Do I want to reposition either of these two little chaps over here? That seems advantageous to me, so I'll go over here.
Noise.
Perfect.
Oh,
and then draw up Christina or discard, whatever you want to do.
Yes. I'm just gonna draw.
I will join at Pine Hill Park.
Okay.
Do I want to discard this one? Yeah, I do. Okay.
I don't want this.
Awesome. And we're gonna pass the
Do
crown
want
over
this.
to Yeti.
All right. Perfect. All right. Okay. I was just deciding. I was looking over my cards. Okay. So first thing, the event. Because everyone drew up, correct?
Yep.
Perfect.
Yes.
All right. So event, seeking the truth. Distribute researchers from the site with the most researchers. Oh, great. Okay. Well.
No, our precious researchers.
So distribute means that I have to spread them out in equal distribution to adjacent sites. That does mean we cleared out all 8 of them here and pushed 2 to each of the other adjacent sites. Then we have extract 1 hunter from the site with the most hunters, which is, oh, great. Okay, fun. Oops, wrong one. My bad. And now attract 2 hikers to the site with the fewest humans. That would be this one or this one. I have a feeling none of us want hikers here, so I'm not going to do that to us because that feels, not very good of me to do. All right, and then that is that. Now we start gameplay. What do I want to do here? Oh, this is a toughie. Well, okay. I'm gonna.
Did you do the influencers?
Oh no, thank you. Yes. So there's none here. This comes out to here. This comes to here. I can't pull any hikers out. This can come to here. Okay. Well, look at that. I'm getting more. Well, that kind of throws off my plan. I'm gonna pass.
Oh.
Yeah. So, Josh.
Okay. I will have this that I can do later. This I can do later. I'm gonna turn 1, scare 4 hikers.
Oh,
To
wow.
here.
Wow. Okay.
I am going to scare 2 researchers.
Okay. I will extract 1 hunter. Keep putting them up top for some reason.
Hikers, hunters,
Yeah.
researchers.
I don't know why. I think it's just because the last 2 I've pulled from were right here, and it just, feels natural.
That's fair. Okie dokie. I will scare 2 researchers.
Okay.
I am gonna discard. Yeah, I'm gonna discard this to activate my cryptid power. And I'm going to attract 1 human to scare 2 humans.
Nice. Okay.
So we are going to.
Okay.
I want to attract 1 here and scare 2.
Nice. Okay, well played. I will.
Thank you.
I like the moves.
I am going to discard this card to attract 1 human to each side of my hiding spots. This is going to get this one, and this will get this one. Actually, I want it over here. I take it back. It's going over to this site. Okay. Josh, it's your go.
Yeah. Go for that next time, I suppose. I will.
This one is not matching to. I would have to check on the size of that. I don't remember what we originally made the size of this board in Tabletop Simulator, so I wouldn't want to answer if we made it based off of the one that was bigger. But I would have to look into that. So I apologize for not knowing that off the top of my head. We put this game board in here months ago, and I don't remember what measurements we used.
Lure 2 hunters, I think, is my best option here. Just trying to cut down on your majority there.
That's fair.
Since I don't have my cryptid power.
I'm gonna lure 1 hiker over here as well.
Nice. All right. Is this going to be the maximum amount of humans in the real game? So the most humans that you'll have of 1 flavor right now is going to be 12. And that's if you have Ness's with base game, because you'll get 10 of each flavor in the base game and then 2 of each flavor in Ness's more. Technically speaking, there is a way to get more humans if you count the cult members. Technically speaking, there can be additional tokens out here on the map, but it just depends on if you view those as... I guess technically there can be 14 if you play with the influencers as well, if you count the influencers as their corresponding flavor as well and not as influencers. All right. So cabins would trigger first. There are no cabins, so we will go ahead and skip that. Then we go to the site with the most humans and at least one hiding spot. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 here, and then we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 here. So the encounter is happening here, and I have the top card of my third stack is my Real Deal Snow Mercy. So it's a +2 for each hunter. So I have 9 hunters, so another 18 points. So let me, hold on. I'll get this, and then I'm going to go back 2 because of the -2 for each of those. But I cannot use my Cryptid power during this next round. And I have to remove my hiding spot. And now we move to the night phase because nobody else had a hiding spot at that encounter. So I'm going to go ahead and start by repositioning this, which is I am going to. This is fine, I guess. I'll do it anyways. We're going to go here. Okay. All right, Christina, or not Christina, Josh, you can. And I need a discard and draw.
Yeah, my go. This is difficult. I will move this one here, I think.
Okay.
Yes. And then I'm going to discard this and draw.
And then keep in mind, this is the last round of gameplay before we figure out who has the most myth, because we'll be on the last round. So,
yeah. Here you go, Christina.
Yeah, I am going to move my hiding spot over here. I'm gonna keep chasing that dream. And then I'm gonna discard a card to draw up to 5. I feel like attracting a human right now is not super helpful considering the rest area is
done
pretty
in there.
empty. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
So then Crown passes?
Yes, Crown passes from Yeti to Deathworm. There you go, Deathworm.
Thank you. Event. Final event. Exclusive footage. Attract 1 influencer to each site. Then no influencers out. Extract 2 humans from the site with the most humans.
That'd be this one.
Yep. Extracted. And then influencers. Extract these 2. Yeah, this still has the most. And then attract for these. Attract for everyone else doesn't. Done.
Perfect.
Gameplay. Day fade.
Bump those a little bit further this way so they're
go.
Some more cut and dry over here.
Yeah, it's helpful. Okay. I will start by extracting 2 humans.
Mm-hmm.
And Pastor Christina.
Oh,
I am gonna start by luring a researcher from each adjacent site.
Nice, nice.
It's a little terrified you're gonna lure them to the wrong site, but you scared.
I will. Hell yeah. I'm gonna extract 1 human from each site. So this, this, and that. Okay. All right. Josh?
Yes. I will What's more use? This is better probably. Lure 2 researchers. Christina, you go.
I am.
I hope
gonna
we're
call
all
this early.
vying
I was
for
feeling a little bit hopeful.
researchers here.
Yeah, I'm gonna play this safe early, but I'm gonna dash out of the crooked chasm, come hang
Nice.
out in the conservatory.
Okay. I'm okay with that. I'm gonna extract 2 humans. Nice. Okay.
My final card will be. Okay, can you guys? No, I don't think you can do any quick upsets. So I will attract 1 researcher. I wish I could do something about all these hunters, but I have better things to do with my life.
That's fair.
Christina, final turn for you.
Interesting. Just to really lock this in, I'm gonna lure a researcher.
Okay.
Nice.
Wow. All right. And then
Jesse's final turn.
I am. I'm gonna pass.
Cool. So then back to me. We will do cabins. Extract 1 human. You may resolve this effect for every 3 humans in this rest area. So there are 3 or more. Only 1 set of 3. So I'll extract 1 human. Oh, again, just kidding. Actually, yeah, why not? No, because then you might get them all. We'll do this one. And then it would pass to Christina, your cabin. I'll leave this one.
Awesome. So with this cabin, to resolve the cabin, correct?
Yes. Yeah. Correct.
Yeah. Correct.
I can resolve it. I get 2 myth for every 3 humans, so it's 6 myth total, bringing me up to 7 here.
Okay, and now I get to trigger the cabin, which also gives me 6 points, because it's for every 3 humans. So I bump up to here, and then we figure out where the result or the event happen or the encounter happens.
Encounter happens here. Clear majority.
I wonder.
It was love at first sighting for me.
Ooh, dang, 24 points. 24 points minus 1.
9, 12, 24 minus 1, 23. You're all right. So I'll go flip this for the 20, and then go 1, 2, 3, gaining a 2. And then during the next day, I may not scare humans, but that's fine.
Yeah.
And I will leave that.
All right, Christina.
That was actually the last one in that stack, so this will actually go back to the
nice. Box. Perfect. Cool. All right, Christina.
All right, at this location, with my number 3 sighting, just out of reach, I get 1 point for every researcher that's there, so I think that should just be 10 total, or 12 total?
Correct.
12.
Yep, 12.
Awesome. So 1 lap plus 2.
Nice.
We'll take a 10.
My one here is the Staring Stone. It is +1 for each of them, and then I would attract a researcher to the site if there was a researcher to attract, but there is not. So I just gained 12 points, so I will go to here.
These are double-sided?
Yes, thank you.
There you go.
And then I need an, well, actually here, we'll do this and then this. That's where I'm at now.
You need another one, gotcha.
I don't think so, because I was at 50 and I was up here and I gained 12, so I got the 1 and then the points. Isn't that right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's right.
Yep. Okay. Then this gets discarded. All right. So now we will do this just because this is the way that it would play out. However, if you are playing and neither of you need to reposition your hiding spots. You don't have to. However, there are some hidden objective cards that give you points based upon where your hiding spots are at the end of the game. So we'll go ahead and go through that process just in case. So Josh went and put his Deathworm over here.
I'm done with mine.
Christina, if you'd like to replace this one for me.
I'm gonna place them right here.
All right.
And then you get to place this one again next.
This one. This.
Oh yeah. Goodness.
Technically before Jesse.
For 3.
Oh yeah, my bad. And then this is.
Jesse.
I'm gonna go hang out in a cabin because I want to relax in luxury in my trophy hut.
Nice.
So. All right. Now
then we reveal.
Yep, we add up all of our points. So the way that happens is you look at the face value of all of your tokens here in addition to where you're at on the myth track. So that puts me at 71 plus. I get a 7 for each real deal that was left hidden. However, I revealed all 3 of my real deals, so I get no additional points from there. And then you get the bonus points from your hidden trait, which mine was I am a straightforward Yeti, which means I don't reveal any decoys or hoaxes, and I get another 21 points for that because I did not reveal any decoys or hoaxes, leaving me with a collective total of 92 points. Dang, beat me by 7. Well played.
Yeah, beat me by 7.
Nice.
If you look at mine upside down, me and Josh tied.
Yeah, that's true. Yes.
Yeah.
99 over here, 66 over here at this case. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so that is Yeti or not gameplay. I did get points for my hidden trait. That was this here. I didn't get... So the reason what may have confused you is this technically is how many points I would have got if I had not revealed any of my real deals because they're worth 7 apiece. However, I revealed all of my real deals, so I didn't get any bonus points for my real deal here for having these hidden still. So I had 71 total points plus... the 21 from my hidden trait because I did not reveal any hoaxes or decoys. They were all here in my pile still. And so I just got 71 and then I got 21, giving me 92. Oh, no worries. We will have, we are recording this, so that will be no problem. We will have a video as well. All right. Josh, if I reload this, do you actually here? I was just going to have you reload us to a save state that has everything more organized so we can show off all the cards. Perfect. Okay, cool.
All done.
All right. So we will... Christina, do you want us to start with the sighting cards for each of them first, or would you like us to show off the cabin cards? What would you prefer?
I would love for us to start off with the sighting cards and then just go through all of the Yeti cards and then all of the Deathworm cards and then just finish with the sightings or the cabins.
All right. Perfect. Okay, so we will go through Yetis up here first. So these are going to be all of the sighting cards that you will see with Yeti. In addition to Yeti's player card up here. So we have Yeti up here. Again, Yeti's ability is Befriend. That is to attract 1 human to the site of each of your hiding spots. So pretty fun. We felt like he looked like a pretty, happy-go-lucky Yeti there. So we figured, he might want to befriend some people. Then we have Picky Eater here, which is one of the real deals. We have the Snow Mercy, Yeti Time, and these are all the ones that give you, they're the more risk-verse reward here because they have a higher point yield, but 2 flavors give you negative, so that's the real deals there. Then we have Polar Hibernation, Staring Stone, a Swing and a Miss. I don't know, I'm using the eraser to show all this off. Then we have Weird Stalactite, Frosty's Cousin, and Hit the Road Yak. So these here are some of the, not some of, these are all of Yeti's sighting cards here. Yeah, no, we agree. We really like the art for these. Some fun art going on here. Gave us the opportunity to get kind of fun with the naming and all that type of stuff. Picky Eater, when he's using a toothpick on his teeth, has a special place in my heart there. I love that one. And then I just love the look of Yeti overall. I just think this is... If I ever wanted to run into a Yeti, it would be this Yeti. It looks like the most adorable and fluffy version of a Yeti I've seen so far, so I can get behind that. Then here we have Deathworm, which we have Love at First Sighting, which was the rose in the mouth that Christina was mentioning at the beginning of the game that befriended me, even though it's really trying to befriend the worm there. Then we have Spicy Noodle, which is another real deal. Then we have Dirt Nap, another real deal here. So these are the ones that are a little bit more risk versus reward there. And then we have the Exposed Roots, a Piece of Ductwork, Not Even a Worm, Deadly Stump, Sleeping Mat, and Hog and a Log. And then, of course, Deathworm up here. Deathworm's player ability is called Burrow. That extracts 2 humans and then extracts 2 humans from another site. Really fun one. We felt like that kind of fit in with, burrowing worms. Right? Yeah, I know. The Deathworm with the rose is adorable. Okay, so that is all of the Deathworm cards there. And now I will move up to the cabin cards. So the cabin cards, you did see, I think the observatory was the one at the top, wasn't it? No. What did we use? It was this one, right? Is that what was at the top?
The bunker.
No, it wasn't. It was this one. It was 4-star luxury resort. Trophy hut.
4-star.
Yeah, and then it was conservatory. So these are all the ones here that you didn't see. So we have observatory that says you may resolve this effect in the rest. If the rest area has 3 or less humans, you get to extract 2 humans. We have bunker, which is you may resolve this effect once for every 3 humans. You scare 1 human for every 3 with the bunker there. We have gondola terminal. You may resolve this effect if the rest area has 5 or more humans. You swap the top siding of 2 of your stacks. This allows you to get a little bit tricky on what you're revealing if you play it right. A little bit sneaky, I guess, is the better way to say it. Supply closet. This one is you may resolve this effect once for every 3 humans in the rest area. Attract 1 human. So you can a max of 3 there. Then we have you may resolve this effect if the rest area has 4 or less humans. Play a card from your hand. That allows you 1 more card play to hopefully change the distribution of humans. And then Cryptozoologist HQ. You may resolve this effect if the rest area has 6 or more humans. Or every other cryptid loses 2 myths. So this is just a way to attack the myth of the other players at the game, playing the game. And then we, of course, have the Trophy Hut, which you saw all game, which was to lure 1 human for every 3 humans in the rest area. This one was gain 2 myth for every 3 humans in the rest area. And then this was extract 1 human for every 3 humans in the rest area. So yeah, that's all of the cabin cards. I will give you one more look kind of for anybody that wants to see the art without me zooming in anymore. Christina, do you mind to move your hand a little bit so I can show off? Thank you. Cryptozoologist HQ here, Trophy Hut, and then Conservatory and 4-star Luxury Resort. So that is all of the cabins. So those are, again, the main chunk of cards that are being added here. We do, again, have some of the cards within here that are the turn 1 cards, in addition to the dash cards. However, you got to see both of those in action as we were going. So turn 1 will be notated by the turn 1 listed here on the effect, and then dash is this one here. And obviously not all turn 1 effects are going to be the exact same turn 1 at the top, but we do have it indicated on each of the cards that they are turn 1, so you can't miss it. Perfect. That is all of the cards that we wanted to show off. And thank you for lining these up. And
Let's
it
give
looks
them
like
some options.
I had another question here. How do you decide what cabins to use each game? Oh, perfect. Yeah. So you would just shuffle them and then pick the like you pick 3. So we had them already set up at the beginning of the game. However, the process would be something similar to this. You shuffle and then you just flip out the top 3. There is nothing wrong with if you say you're playing multiple games in a row and you happen to see the conservatory. There is nothing wrong with you saying, hey, don't want to see that one again this time, and just placing another one here. They're all interchangeable within the rest area because they don't attack a flavor. They're not triggered based off of a flavor of human. They're based off of how many of the human is represented in that rest area. So these aren't tied to specific ones, so they can be mixed and matched as you see fit, which is pretty fun as well. I'm assuming you can play this expansion at the same time as the Cult. So yes, technically speaking, we were covering that a little bit earlier when we were joking about all of the expansions being played at once. We do have a rhyme or a reason for how everything triggers that does allow you to play with all of them. However, the level of chaos is just up to your choosing. There will be a lot going on if you play with all of the expansions. However, there shouldn't be any problem playing with multiples together. It would just be, chaos will likely ensue if you get much past 1 or 2 being introduced at a time. Just because of the way that they all interact with each other, which is nothing. There's nothing wrong with that. I want to clarify that chaos isn't necessarily a good or a bad thing. Just player choice. Exactly. Perfect. Christina, I think that kind of does it for the questions that were quickly here. So I figure we can kind of transition to the Q&A if you'd like to do so.
Yeah, absolutely. So I want to address some of the questions that first came up when we started the stream. I think their username was Suddenly Sutton had a couple of questions. The first was asking what's going to be shipping out with the first wave of the Kickstarter. So as I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, we split shipping into wave 1 and wave 2. Wave 1, we are exclusively going to be shipping any of the pledge tiers. So there was like the base game plus the expansions, and then we had the ultimate collector's tier, and so on. So those are going to be packaged and ready to go. Production is finished with wave 1, so those are currently making their way to our distribution partners in our warehouse, and then we're going to start doing fulfillment for those, and everything is on schedule. Wave 2 is going to be literally everything else. So any add-ons that you might have picked up in the Backer Kit store afterwards. If you got the Yeti or Not expansion, it is going to be shipped with Wave 2. We'll also be shipping Here to Slay banner quests and everything else that came out later during the campaign in Wave 2. And those are still expected to wrap up around the summertime. I believe they asked if Wave 1 is coming soon, right? Which I think I just answered, is that like those should be shipping out relatively soon. I believe we're planning on beginning shipping towards end of April. As long as all things go smoothly. But we'll be posting monthly Kickstarter updates and then probably a little bit more frequently once we get really into the grid of fulfillment, just to communicate how things are going for each different region. In case we hit any speed bumps, we like full transparency. We also had a few people reach out, especially through the Instagram story, asking if the print and play is going to be included in any of the tiers or if we're going to be printing out any of the content for that. Print and play is something that we did as like a social stretch goal. So with the Kickstarter, especially if you did the ultimate tier, you got the 4 base game cryptids, and then you got two cryptids in the Ness's More expansion. You got cryptid culture as well. There were the 3 mini expansions that we released during the campaign. And then if you chose to pick up Yeti or Not, you're getting 2 additional playable characters. So the print and play was something fun that we wanted to do, encourage people to engage with the campaign, engage with each other, and just have fun with the community. So we just took the 3 that people voted for the most, that we also agreed were going to be the best fit for the game, and brought them to life. So as Jesse was mentioning earlier, you can print those out. We recommend including them in a sleeve with like a regular playing card, just to add a little bit of thickness if you don't have like a heavy cardstock card. But they should be relatively simple. We make sure that the print and play files that we will be sharing out in a future Kickstarter update are very printer friendly. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to our email. We have an email capture on our website, or you can just reach out to support@unstablegames.com and our team could walk you through how you can best print those out.
Mm-hmm.
But those will be available to people who back the Kickstarter, but I'm sure they're going to make their way around the Discord a little bit. So even if you weren't a part of the Kickstarter, you'll still be able to access those links. The other questions that we received on Instagram are all about our other games, it looks like, outside of what I've already addressed. People are just really excited about Casting Shadows and Command of Nature expansions. We can't really share what we have in the works right now. We do have some pretty big things coming for 2025, though, so definitely keep an eye out on our social media. Make sure you're signed up to our email updates, and we'll be sharing information as soon as we can. I've also heard that the Discord and the Reddit are really good places to hear news the fastest. If you want to hear what fans are talking about, if they're speculating things, or even just to brainstorm ideas that you think would be cool for future expansions, you're going to find a lot of fans that have similar interest in those communities as well. But I do believe that should be everything. Oh, and we've had a few questions about the tabletop simulator file. That is currently in the works. We will be sharing that out before we begin fulfillment of Wave 1, so people will be able to play on Tabletop Simulator if you have the program. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Tabletop Simulator, it is a game available in the Steam store for PCs. You do have to pay for the program, but it's like a one-time payment, and then you have access to a huge library of games, including our games. I know we have some of our fan-made tabletop simulator files that are really fun to play for other games, and then we are going to be releasing kind of an official Twisted Cryptids file, as we promised with the social stretch goals from the Kickstarter. But that is the end of my monologue. If you have any other questions at all, definitely reach out to us via email, reach out on social media, or even join those communities I mentioned on Discord and Reddit. We're lurking in them, and then a lot of our games experts are as well too, and we're happy to help you out.
For sure. And then a couple others came in, just not generic questions, but not related to the back end of Kickstarter or shipping, which was, if we can't answer, that's okay. They wanted to know, but I'm wondering if the current expansions coming to the game are the only ones we will get, or if the team is open to the idea of more in the future. Just like any expansions for any of our games, we're always looking for ways to expand when we can and that are in a meaningful way. As long as we feel comfortable with the mechanics that we'd be adding and all that type of stuff. I sadly can't share what we have in the works. However, just like I said, with any of our games, we're constantly looking at possibly expanding and figuring out how we would expand that if we choose to do additional expansions. Right now, we're relatively covered with the lists that we have out, like, and by that I mean just time wise. We feel like we have a good cadence of content coming out for you. So not that we're not thinking of it, it is just definitely not at the forefront right now, is what I would say with that. And then the other one is, those who missed the campaign, will we get a chance to get the KSE version of Cryptids again? So we haven't talked directly about what that would look like, but if you've noticed our other previous campaigns, we have brought other Kickstarter stuff back during our other future Kickstarter campaigns. So that would be a potential way, if we do it, that you might see it there. Again, not making any promises on that one. We really haven't discussed what that looks like just yet. But it was more of just an acknowledgement that we have brought previous Kickstarter stuff back on other projects as well. So, cool. It looks like that was all of the questions, unless I missed any, which I don't think I did. However, if we did, like Christina was saying, please reach out to our support and we'll be happy to help you out in whatever way we can. So, no worries. All right. Well, Christina, if you didn't have anything else you want us to cover real quick, I think that kind of does it for gameplay and a walkthrough of all the new stuff we're adding, and it had a chance to answer some questions. So I feel like we're in a good spot.
Yeah, I think that's everything. I do know we have one little treat for Charlie.
Yes.
But outside of that, feel free to take us away with the closing.
Perfect. Well, Charlie, I'm going to shout out your name here just real quick so I can try to get your attention. Will you please put an emote in chat if you're here before I flip the table? Oh, perfect. He actually just said table flip incoming. I don't need an emote now. Okay, I will flip the table. Perfect. There it is. Table has been flipped. Hell yeah. I hear for flip the table. And then the best part about it is it literally just falls into oblivion. Like, they just continue to fall that direction, I think infinitely. So yeah. All right. So I will go ahead and get on to the outro now because there's nothing good to look at on this screen, and it's tripping me up here because I feel like I should be able to see something. So I want to thank all of you for taking the time out of your day to join us for the Yeti or Not stream. It's always a blast getting to show off gameplay for some of our upcoming projects, and we appreciate the support and the excitement that all of you bring. I want to thank Josh and Christina for playing as well. Josh, it was great that you beat me by 7 points. I'm not bitter about that at all. Christina, I would also say the same thing about you, but it's only if we were on the opposite side of the table did you win the game, and now there's no evidence of that because the table has been flipped. So I appreciate you both playing. But yeah, no, until next time.
Thanks for having me. Have a good one, guys.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah. All right. You folks
Bye.
have a good one. We'll chat at you later. All right. Stream has been ended. I am